Hi, I'm Abdurrashid and today we are diving into Blender 4.3 to start creating a 3D pirate bedroom. We will keep it simple and fun, perfect for beginners. Oh, and before we get started, grab my free Blender hotkeys and shortcuts PDF in the description. It will speed up your workflow. Welcome back to part 2 of our pirate bedroom tutorial series. In the last video, we blocked out the basics of our scene, but I realized I forgot one small but very important detail, a floor. Let's fix that first, then move on to refining the rest of our room, adding more details to bring it to life. Let's get started. First, let's get out of our camera mode. Let's select our room and go to edit mode and select this face. We can't see it. Let's turn on X-ray mode, and now we select this, and let's duplicate it by Shift D to duplicate. Move it to the Z axis a little bit. Turn off the X-ray mode, and let's separate this part by pressing P to separate. Now we got the separate object. Let's go to edit mode and select this object, and let's press 7. And let's go to edit mode and turn on the X-ray mode, and we can't select it now. I want to select the vertices. Just switch to vertices and select this part and move it right here. Select this part, move it right here. Perfect. Let's go to object mode and turn on the X-ray mode. Let's see how it looks. And let's apply Ctrl A scale, and it's too thick. We have to reduce its thickness. Go to here and reduce it around maybe 1.8. Looks good. Let's move it down here, and I want to go to top view and let's reduce it something like this and move it here and apply scale. Okay, now let's go, and we need another modifier. It's called array modifier. You see, it's wrong factor. Let's put minus to go to this axis, and let's increase its how do you call it? Maybe let's put minus 1.05, and let's increase the count numbers, something like this, and let's S to scale to x-axis a little bit. Okay, and let's apply scale modifier, and that looks nice. And let's apply our modifier first. Let's apply our modifier, and now let's go to edit mode and go to top view, and let's turn on the X-ray mode, and let's switch to this edge select mode and Ctrl R to give a loop cut. But there is two ways to give a loop cut. One with the Ctrl R on the keyboard, or another one you can give loop cut from here. You can see here, and there is an option, there is a tab. You can increase loop cuts from here, smoothness, and other options there you can use. Now I will put 2 loop cuts here, and let's move our loop cut somewhere here. Okay, you can do it like this. I'll just speed it up, this process. I will just press Ctrl R and scroll your mouse to get more loop cuts. One here, another one here. Now let's select them all by pressing Alt Shift click. Okay, once we select them all, let's press 7. Let's go closer, and we need to bevel it. Ctrl B to bevel it, something like this, and X and delete faces. Okay, and let's turn off our X-ray mode, and let's see how it looks. It looks good. Let's go to object mode and I want it to be sharper. To do that, we need nice edges. To get the nice edges, let's go to bevel. Let's give a bevel, and let's decrease the amount by 2, and segments also 2. Okay, that looks nice. Let's right click and auto shade smooth, and same thing, just go here. You can give it bevel modifier, amount 0.2, and segments is also 2. Okay, and right click, auto shade smooth. Okay, that looks nice. Now let's make our bed. First, let's select them all and move it up. Let's press 1 to go to side view and move it up. Put it on the floor. Okay, that looks nice. Now let's make our bed first. To do that, I wanna just select this and S to scale and make it smaller, something like this. Let's move it here, and let's go to top view. I think our bed is a little bit small, and I wanna change it somewhere here. Let's open up our item tab, dimension, X dimension. Let's put it 1 to 1.2 meters. This one 1.4 that looks nice. Okay, this one, let's delete this for now. We don't need it anymore. Okay, and let's scale it down, this one, and let's move it down here, and let's duplicate it by Shift D to duplicate and move it up, and S to scale it up. Let's move it up somewhere here, and Ctrl A, apply scale, and I wanna scale it to y-axis also a little bit, something like this, and apply scale. Okay, that looks fine. And now let's work on this table legs. Just we need another modifier, it's called mirror modifier, and let's select this and apply this one. I don't need to x-axis, I need the to y-axis, and Shift D to duplicate. I want to duplicate it to right here, and let's go to edit mode and select this face, and let's make it taller a bit. Okay, that looks nice. And let's go to object mode again, and this one, let's make it taller as well a little bit. Okay, that looks nice. And what I want to do is let's select this one and Shift D to duplicate and move it right here. And you see the origin point is not in the correct location. To make it origin point to geometry, just right click and set the origin to geometry. Okay, and also we don't need mirror modifier, and let's rotate it by pressing R, X, 90 degree. Okay, R, X, 90 degree. And to close this tab, just press N. I don't need it. Let's move it down a bit. Move it somewhere here. Just press 3 to go to this side view. Okay, and S to scale it to y-axis. Okay, S to scale to x-axis also. Let's move it somewhere here, and that looks nice. Let's go to top view by pressing 7 and move it somewhere here, and S to scale to z-axis also, and let's move it up a bit. Ctrl up. Let's move it up. Ctrl A to apply scale. Okay, that looks nice. And Shift D to duplicate to down somewhere here. Okay. Now I want to duplicate this again. Shift D and R to rotate to 90 degree. and let's make it as to scale somewhere here, and as to scale it down to z-axis and move it here. And we're gonna use our mirror array modifier here and select, this time to the y-axis 1 minus 1. Okay, and increase its count, something like this. Okay, that looks nice. And just select this this model and go to edit mode, and we gonna give loop cuts. Control R, give maybe 5 loop cuts, and select this one by holding Alt and left click. And I'm gonna introduce you this proportion editing mode. Just turn on the proportion and press G and just move your mouse up a bit to get this oval shape. It looks really good, right? Okay, let's go to object mode and just select this and move it up a bit, something like this. Nice. And let's select these two, Shift D to duplicate and move it right here, and move it up a bit somewhere here. Let's go to top view and move it somewhere here. Okay, now let's duplicate this again. Shift D to duplicate and move it to z-axis, and R to rotate to x-axis, S to scale it down to z-axis, and S to scale it again a bit. And let's move it somewhere here and apply Ctrl A scale. And let's go to edit, select the top face from here, S to scale. Okay, you see our proportional editing mode is turned on. Let's make it off, and S to scale, and let's go to edit mode and move it down. Okay, that looks nice. Let's duplicate it, Shift D to move it here, move it up. Let's go to top view and let's select it. Okay, that looks nice. And next thing, let's make our cover sheet. Let's duplicate this and move it up, S to scale to y-axis a bit, and S to scale to x-axis, something like this, and apply scale and move it here and move it down. I think we need to make it, okay, let's go put it here and let's go to edit mode. I want to select this face and move it somewhere here. Okay, now let's give it a loop cut by pressing Ctrl R and just put the loop cut right here. And let's select to face select mode and Alt left click and press Alt E and just select extrude along the normals. Okay, something like this. Okay, that's okay, just do it. And let's go to object mode again. Alright, let's duplicate this time. Shift D to duplicate and move it to y-axis and move it up, move it somewhere here. S to scale it to z-axis and S to scale to y-axis, apply scale. Go to top view, S to scale to y-axis as well, S to scale to x-axis, and apply scale again. Put it right here, and I want to give it another modifier. It's called subdivision modifier, and it's below this bevel modifier. We have to move it up a bit. Okay, now, and let's go to edit mode and let's give it a loop cut. Ctrl R and move it here, Ctrl R and put it somewhere here, and let's increase its level to 2 from the subdivision modifier here, and let's go to edit mode again and right click shade out the smooth. Okay, our pillow is ready. Let's rotate it a bit. R, Y, and rotate. Okay, and let's put it down. R, Y, rotate. Okay, and let's move it around here. Let's go to top view. Shift D, duplicate, and put it here. Maybe not Shift D, just linking object. Shift Alt D. You can link the object, okay, by pressing Alt D. If I do some changes, maybe it will also change in this next pillow, because we linked it. We didn't duplicate it, we duplicated with a link. That's how you know if it's changing or not. Okay, Control Z. This is small tip. Alright, that looks nice. Now let's move on to our side table. Just select this, apply scale. As to scale it down a bit, something like this, apply scale, and move it somewhere here. And Shift D to duplicate it up, apply scale, and Shift D to duplicate, and S to scale a little bit down, and S to scale to the Z axis a bit, apply scale, and move it down. Okay, apply scale to Y axis. Alright, that looks nice. Let's move it up a bit, and let's duplicate this again, move it up, and press 7 to go to top view, S to scale it, and move it right here. Let's see how it looks. Apply scale. Let's go to edit mode and select this bottom part. Go to face selector, select this bottom part, and move it down. S to scale it. Okay, something like this. Let's go to object mode again, and let's move it down. Okay, I think it's a little bit bigger. S to scale it down, and move it up. Apply scale, and let's give it a mirror modifier. Go here, and let's select mirror modifier, and let's select this one, and we need also in the Y axis. Okay, that looks nice. Now let's work on this part, drawer part. Select this and go to edit mode, select this face, I to insert. You can insert it by pressing I. E to extrude inside, turn on the X-ray mode to see inside. Just move it right here. Okay, somewhere here. That looks nice. Turn off the X-ray mode. Go to, okay, just select this one. Shift E to duplicate somewhere here, and E to extrude. Okay, and L to select this selected, and P to separate. Okay, now let's go to object mode, select this, move it down, and I want to go to edit mode again. Just select this this part, and X to delete faces. Okay, now let's give it a little bit thickness. How we gonna do it? We are using the modifier called solidify, right? Just select solidify and increase its thickness and put it above the bevel. That looks nice. And just select this face, I to insert, and I to insert again, and just move it up a bit, something like this. That looks nice. And I to insert again, S to Y, scale it, and Shift D to duplicate and move it somewhere here. And let's give it a loop cut. How we gonna do it? Just pressing Ctrl R. You can give it one, maybe 3 loop cuts here, because I want to select this and go to top view and turn on the proportion editing mode, and G to grab Okay, this is too much. Just scroll your mouse to make your circle smaller. Okay. It looks nice. I think something like this. Alright, that's great. And now let's go here and select this by pressing L and move it. Okay. Before that, Ctrl Z, turn off the X-ray mode and move it inside. Alright, let's go to object mode and let's auto shade smooth it and Shift D or Alt D, you know, right? How does it work? If we select this and okay, let's go to W, is to select and scale it. You know how does it work, right? Somewhere here. And let's move it up also. Alright, our drawer is ready. That looks nice. Let's work on this, how do you call it, flag. Let's apply scale first and let's go to edit mode. We're gonna use Ctrl R, loop cuts, maybe something like 5 loop cuts is okay. And we're gonna use again proportion editing mode. Press 3, go here, turn on the proportion editing and G, and let's increase our circle. Let's make it like this. Okay, this is gonna be we're gonna place our flag here. Okay, turn off the X-ray this one or proportion edit mode and let's go to object mode. Right, let's move it right above this our bed. Okay, that looks nice now. And let's work on the frame. Select it. If you select it and press dot in the numpad, it will go right in the selected object. It's another useful tip to remember. Okay, and let's apply Ctrl A scale and let's go to edit mode. Select this face. We can't select the face because we are on the edge select mode. Let's select the face select mode. Select this face. I to insert and E to extrude inside a bit. That looks nice. Now let's go to edit mode, object mode. Let's bring it up a bit. Okay, that looks nice. And our clock. Let's work on our clock. Let's first apply scale and let's go to edit mode. Select this face, I to insert and E to extrude inside. Okay, that looks nice. And let's go to object mode again and move it a bit outside. That's a wrap for part 2. We have added the floor and refined our bedroom scene with details like the bed, bedside table, flag, frame and clock. It's really starting to come together. In part 3, we will add the finishing touches, including pot plants and windows and side table lamp. Don't miss it, and don't forget to grab your free Blender hotkey PDFs in the links below. See you in the next one, and happy blending!